All right, hello. My name is Callie Patrick with A Journey into Health, and today I am trying to do a video blog. I have been meaning to write a blog for several weeks now, and it seems like it's not happening. So I'm going to put the highlights of this video up as a blog, and then the main portion will be this video. So please tell me how you like it, whether you like the video blogs better, and maybe I'll do more in the future. So today I want to talk about sunbasket.com, which is one of the many food meal planning delivery services out there. Some other ones I can think of are Blue Apron. I think there's something like Healthy Fresh, or there are a lot of them out there. And I selected Sunbasket primarily because I was interested in the number of meals that were gluten-free. I'm not celiac, but I do prefer to eat gluten-free. And so the number of options that were available to me when I looked at the time, which was over a month ago, this one seemed to be the most interesting. And I had a friend who was already doing it, thanks Catherine, who sent me a referral link. And so I got a discount and she got a discount, and it worked out fine. So I have cooked something with a friend who has done Blue Apron, but I haven't seen as much variety with the gluten-free, so that's why I picked Sunbasket. And many of you know that I work with people who have health concerns around food and emotional eating. And like all of you, I'm always trying to make my life simpler and less stressful. And, you know, when you're trying to eat healthy and you go shopping, you know, it's sometimes a big production, right? You have to make the list, decide what you're going to have, and then make the list, and then go to the store. And the stores can be, for some people, actually for many of my clients, there's a level of anxiety of going shopping. There's a lot of people, and it's chaotic, and depending on how busy the store is. We have a local store here called Russo's, which is fabulous for produce, but it does get a little bit like a madhouse. So sometimes going out takes a lot of energy, and we don't have it. And so it can be nice for my clients and for myself, you know, to have the food delivered to the house. So with all of these services, I do believe that you pick out a couple meals, and then they get delivered to your house, and you are still responsible, unfortunately, for cooking them. But it takes a lot of the preparation out of it. And so I'm going to just go through some pros and cons that I've found from doing this for over a month. I mentioned the gluten-free options. They do also have dairy-free options, and I think some others like soy-free or whatever. You can go to their site. By the way, I'm not being paid to do this by Sunbasket or anything, and I don't even know if they'll see this. And what I like about it is, like, once a week I'm making a choice about what I'm going to have the following week. So for Sunbasket, by Thursday at 3 o'clock, you go to their site and you pick out 3 meals that you want to have for the following week. Now, that could be a pro for some people or a con for some people, right? I like deciding, okay, these are the 3, and then when the week comes, I just pick which one of the 3 I'm going to make. And there's a lot of overhead taken out of it, right? Sometimes when we have too many choices, it can be paralyzing. So, you know, you have a limited set of choices and still variety, but you can pick out your 3, and then when the week comes, you just have to pick which one of the 3 you're going to make. So it's narrowing your decision-making process. So I really like that. The instructions are very good. They're easy to follow. If you're cooking with someone else, I have found that they're well written to allow you to multitask, right? So oftentimes my boyfriend will prepare the meat part of it, and I'll do the salad or the side part of it. And you can, if you're cooking by yourself, it also tells you the order to make things in, and you can kind of multitask it and prepare the meals efficiently. So I really like that. And as someone who used to write documentation, I think the instructions are very good. Another thing that I really like about it is that all the recipes we've selected have taken maybe 30 to 45 minutes to prepare. and we have not intentionally been choosing time saver recipes. So they have all been very quick. The delivery is very consistent. It's easy to order online and to give your feedback. They've like a thumbs up and a thumbs down, and you can make comments and decide why you liked it or didn't. And overall, I think for me, it's brought more joy into cooking because I can really focus on what I need to do and not be worrying about, oh, do I have enough of this or enough of that? Of course, you have to have staples like salt and pepper and olive oils, things like that. Let's talk about the cons, or some of the cons. Because the food is packaged to be left if you're not home, there are ice packets in there, and I'll post a couple pictures on the actual blog that I do. They're pretty awkward and heavy to empty, right? They are recyclable, but they're just kind of unwieldy, let's call it. Recently, they sent out an email saying that they were going to be improving the packaging, so I'll see if anything changes with the ice. Also, a con for me is that I can only pick 3 days of meals. I would personally like to have my full work week picked out for me. I suppose it can be a pro for some people who like to have more variety with their food, but I'd like to save that for the weekend personally and have 5 days instead of 3. Another con, the fruit is not always ripe when you need it. We had some peaches that were a little hard, and a mango, I think that was pretty not so ready. And I personally like spices, and I don't necessarily mean hot spices, but I find that they're a little bit stingy on the spices, meaning they don't give you a lot, and then even still, they're very much like, oh, you don't have to put it all in, which I think is great. But things like garlic, I mean, how could you have too much garlic, right? So they give you very little spices, but they do give you different kinds of spices. So if you have, the recipe calls for a spice that you've never heard of before, you don't have to go buy a mountain of it just to try it for that recipe. You can try it out and see if it's something that you like. So I think that's about it for my pros and cons. I have some tips for you as well. There is very cute packaging sometimes, so you can recycle them, of course, but these have been shipped and this actually doesn't go to this one, it goes to the smaller one, see? Salad dressing, right, stays in this thing, and there's a bigger one too for other kinds of things. This is my personal favorite because I eat hard-boiled eggs all the time. It's a little, this is what our hard-boiled eggs came in the one time, and so I washed and reused this to take my eggs when I was working downtown. So I love that. Each of the meals comes in a large paper bag, and so when I take out all the ingredients, and I'll show a picture of that on the blog as well, as I'm cooking, I'll throw the recycles back in the bag, and then we reuse the big box that comes every week as our indoor kind of temporary recycling bin because it's big enough and it has some of the components from the Sunbasket stuff in it anyway, and so then we take that out at the end of the week. Let's see. Oh, thing to remember or to pay attention to, there are serving sizes listed there. So sometimes it will say it's 2 servings. But personally, I will advise you to, as always, pay attention to when you feel full. I think some of the dishes can be more like 4 servings. Depends on which kind. I'm actually looking for, yes, my list of favorite recipes. Chicken with white bean salad, I think, is the one for me that I'm like, yeah, that's, he gets a serving and he can do what he wants with it. But for me, that is probably about 2 servings. Some of the other things that were really interesting, Thai turkey lettuce wraps, steak and peach salad. Those were the peaches that weren't so super ripe. Salmon with summer veggies. Salmon with potatoes and green beans, and you get a lot of variety with the type of meat if you are a meat eater, so steaks and chickens and porks and different kinds of fish. So yeah, I think that's all I need to say about it. Thank you for watching and reading, and please let me know what you think of the video blog. Have a great day.